What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Thursday. It is April 3rd edition. We're going to break down the Thursday slate. Now, we don't have much of a slate. We have 5 games going. Not the best. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are split like a weird split. So 2 at 12:05 Central Time, whatever time your time zone is. 1 at 3:10, a 6:05, and a 6:40. So we're still going to break it down. The slates are going to be weird. I know DraftKings and Fanduel, you guys know that they can never have the same slate, whether or not it's going to be an early slate, a main slate, an afternoon slate, or sometimes Fanduel has an all-day slate. They haven't the past couple of days, I don't think. But we're going to cover it. We're still going to cover the 5 games. If you've never been here before, we go through every single game. So we look at all of the pitchers, all of the batters that make sense. We look at BVP, we look at their history. We try to help you break it down. This might be one of those days where maybe you take it slow, which I know you guys won't because baseball just started a week ago. But it's like one of those slates where be careful. I would play less than I normally do, but I still wanted to bring you guys content for a Thursday. We still have PGA going on. If you've never been to the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, FTA Plus right now, $10 for a week, $30 for a month. It's normally $199 for a year. If you guys want to get in, you want to email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1 at gmail.com. For anyone who didn't get into the special that we had for opening day, you can get a yearly pass for $99. So that is $100 off right now if you email me. There's only 10 spots available. So it's first come, first serve. If you guys have been interested, you've been thinking about it, $199 down to $99, the first 10 people. We do all sports. So we have PGA today. We got the Valero Open. Next week, we've got the Masters. I put the Valero Open. It depends on when you watch this video that you might still have time to get in on that. MMA is obviously on Saturday, and then we got basketball as well. So we got a ton of information for you guys. I want to break it down, and we try to have giveaways every single day. Here's how to win. You got to like this video. You got to be a subscriber to the channel, and you've got to leave a comment. If this video right here gets at least 50 likes, you will have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus. That is all sports, not just MLB. If this video gets 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. Now, we've had quite more yearly passes given away since the beginning of this MLB season in the last 7 days, than we had in the past 2 years. So you guys have been absolutely killing it. Whether or not the algorithm is helping, that is that. Which it would be very helpful if you guys would watch this entire video, like the video, leave a comment so the algorithm can help us out. So we are here. We're going to have the 2 giveaways from yesterday's video and a ton of views yesterday. Not as many as previous because I had to sleep the night before. So it came out early on Wednesday morning and it was a weird slate it's just a weird slate. So if we can get all of those likes before the main slate locks, that is when we have the giveaway. So even if the keyword from yesterday is in this first comment, we're still going to re-roll it. So the winner of the free pass, just for liking the video and leaving a comment, is Matt686427. I believe you have an account on the website, but please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Let me know if you do have an account on the website, and then let me know that you are the daily winner. And then, so it was Verdansk. That was the keyword because Verdansk is back today. It's Verdansk Day. We cannot wait here, but we are going to go ahead. We're going to re-roll it. You have a good chance to have this as your comment as well, and it can happen again. And look, my hands are up, and we will see who the winner is. There you go, Steve Wilson. Please email me. Let me know that, and put in the subject line 4-3 keyword winner or something like that, and we will get you set up for your free week. I believe you just won yesterday or the day before or 2 days ago. I cannot remember, but congratulations to both of you. We are going to break this down. And after we break down the games, we are going to look at some of the players we like through 10,000 simulations. So we do 20,000 simulations a day when it's a normal slate. And it's going to show us the top 10 or 15 batters that we do like through those 10,000 simulations. They can and will change with some news that comes out. Now, for the most part with MLB, the lineups are pretty much set. No one's going to be a late scratch unless someone gets hurt in the shower or takes a ball to the face in when they're doing batting practice, stuff like that. So we are going to break it down. It's early. We're going to look at Boston Red Sox versus Baltimore Orioles. Boston is signing some people to some extensions. Christian Campbell yesterday and Crochet over the weekend. Locking up that core. So we do have a pitching matchup. Charlie Morton versus Tanner Houck. Now, we look at this. Tanner Houck did not face Baltimore last year, had a 9-10 record, 3.12 ERA. And then we had Charlie Morton, 8-10 record, did not face Boston last year. Obviously, Charlie Morton was with the Braves. Charlie Morton's been around a long time. And we know that both of these teams, when they are on, they can hit, especially this young Boston team right now. So if we look at Boston bats against Charlie Morton, now some of them, I mean, you can see there's not a ton because they, this is a very young Boston team. The core is probably outside of Devers. Devers, I don't know what's going on with him. It's in his head. I don't know. And we don't. I want to use Devers. He's going to come out of it, but when he's going to come out of it, good and actually hit well, probably when he faces the Yankees. So as you can see, Jarren Duran's really the only one that has even had any success really against him with a home run. So we look at that, and what is that? 3 for 7, 429 batting average with a home run. So we look at that. I don't mind him, and it depends. But then we break it down a little bit further. We look at how these batters in this projected lineup hit against right-handed pitchers overall, because we don't have 2025 sets yet. Well, it'll probably take about a month or so to get 2025 stats to populate. But if we look at the batters that have a good chance, now a Thursday, it's kind of like a Sunday. After 3 days straight of games for some teams, sometimes the catchers sit. So Narvaez, I don't know if he'll play. Connor Wong, we don't know which one's going to be in there catching. So we'll check it out. But no real people have had success against Morton. But if I were to take these batters against Charlie Morton and I wanted to go a Boston stack of some sort, I am looking at an Alex Bregman who had 18 bombs and a 274 batting average against right-handed pitching last year. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with Devers, but against right-handed pitchers last year, 293 batting average, 24 home runs. Like, he is there, but they have not dropped his price to where he is struggling enough to feel comfortable with a value of him. But again, 5-game slate, you got to get creative with your stacks. Cheaper options, Rafaela would be in there. David Hamilton could be in there. Love me Duran. I think Duran's my number one in this lineup here. You do have Christian Campbell, who's never faced him before, but maybe he's playing off that high of just signing that extension, so you could look at that as well. So a Boston stack, and especially since Charlie Morton struggled in his first start, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think I trust Charlie Morton whatsoever. We just look at both of these pitchers, like Charlie Morton, not a good start against Toronto last week. 3.1 innings, only 3 strikeouts, only had 1 walk, but 4 earned runs, has a 10.80 ERA, 240 whip. Those numbers are not ideal. But on the flip side of that, you look at Tanner Houck, okay? Not a ton of people, like Cedric Mullins has a home run. He's kind of heating up right now. He can steal bases as well. Ryan O'Hearn, 375 batting average with a home run against him. But then you look against right-handed pitching, and you can see, like, Baltimore, they do hit lefties better. But Tanner Houck's coming in with a 6.35 ERA. It's 4 earned runs, 2 home runs given up, only 2 strikeouts, 5.2 innings against Texas last week. So Baltimore, better team than Texas. Boston, it's debatable, but both of them have good matchups here. Pitching-wise, I am probably off of both of these pitchers. I do not trust them enough. If I were to use Baltimore bats here, Jordan Westburg, I'm always up for. Cedric Mullins, like we talked about, he's in a good spot there. Ryan O'Hearn with 15 bombs last year against right-handed pitching, I'm looking at. Jackson Holiday, more of a tournament-only boomer bust type that you could look at. Once he gets going, I think he'll really get going. Those are the kind of bats that I would look at here. Now, again, I'm not 100% sure which, like Ryan Mountcastle as well. Not 100% sure which starting pitcher or which starting lineup's going to come out, especially early. But luckily, being a 12:05 Central game, the lineups probably come out about 9 a.m. Central. So whatever time zone that is for you. And that's probably for the best, because it should be early enough to kind of pivot if we need to pivot off of anyone that, maybe again, it's a weird slate. It's just a weird Thursday slate for a second Thursday of the year. But yeah, so we are looking at the next game, Colorado at Philly. You've got Taijuan Walker, who's making his season debut right here. Last year, not ideal for him. 7.10 ERA, only 83 pitches, or 83 innings pitched. Colorado, on the other hand, Sensatella. Sensatella had, I want to say, like, 3 or 4 years ago, he was really good. Or he had some really good games for them. So we look at this. Sensatella, though, against Tampa Bay on Saturday, 4.1 innings, so he didn't record a game log there. Gave up 9 hits, but no earned runs, no walks, or 2 walks, but no strikeouts. That's the problem. And he's going up against Philly. That scares me a little bit as well. So if we look at Colorado bats against Taijuan Walker in their career, like Chris Bryant has a home run, but Chris Bryant is so far removed from the Cubs World Series Chris Bryant that it is wild that he's still a player. And he's healthy right now. That will not last. But if we look at the Colorado bats who have done well against right-handed pitching last year anyway, because that's the data we can go off of right now. I mean, everyone's going to be on Ezekiel Tovar. Everyone's going to be on Ryan McMahon, Britton Doyle, Chris Bryant most likely. But if you want to look at some other things, like a Nick Martini if he gets in there on a Thursday, I don't mind that. Shaken, not stirred. Give me all of the espresso martinis here. He would be a cheap option there. Jacob Stallings could be a cheap catching option. Again, it just will depend on the lineups that do come out here. Britton Doyle makes sense. Tovar makes sense. Mickey Moniak could make sense. Again, it depends on Colorado and what kind of lineup they're going to throw out there for this. Then Philly against Sensatella, like Bryce Harper, 3 for 10. 2 of those 3 hits are home runs. Kyle Schwarber has a home run against him. Like, these are good numbers. Like, not good numbers, but those are the bats that I'm looking at. And then you look, they actually hit worse against right-handed pitching. But I just don't trust Sensatella enough. Against Tampa Bay, he couldn't get any strikeouts. I don't see him having a good day here against Philly. Philly bats that I would use, obviously, would be Schwarber. Obviously, would be Harper. Lower ones might be a little bit of Brandon Marsh. Bryson Stott could get in there for me. 10 bombs, 251 batting average last year. Hit better against righties than he did lefties. Alec Boehm is always in there, either a first base option or a third base option I could look at. Real Muto, I'll look at him a little bit. And Marchand, I don't know if he'll play. It'll really just depend on which catcher and or DH kind of combination the Phillies go with this week, or this game, I should say. It's not week, it's not football. Third game, Astros at the Twins. Twins, I don't know which Twins team this is going to be. Who are they going to be? Started off very unfortunate for them. So you got Joe Ryan last year against Houston, 1-1 record, 10.2 innings pitched, 10.12 strikeouts per 9, but 6.75 ERA. And then you've got Hunter Brown. So both of these now, looking at this, like Joe Ryan, Saturday against the Cardinals, 5 innings pitched, 5 Ks, 1 earned run, 7 ground balls, 7 fly balls. So pretty good. 5 strikeouts, 1.80 ERA, 1.00 whip. Did not record a win or a loss in that one. Minnesota, not an ideal team right now. They are struggling to start the season. They might just be a bad team overall. I almost took a bet of them winning the division, and I'm glad I did not go with them. But you look at Houston's bats against Joe Ryan in their career. I mean, Paredes has a home run. Brendan Rodgers has a home run. Jordan has a home run, but he started off very slow so far this year. Chas McCormick has a home run. Against right-handed pitching, you can see they hit lefties better. But still, Diaz had a 297 batting average with 10 bombs against right-handed pitching last year. DeZenzo had a 293 batting average with 2 bombs. You had Dubon with 2 bombs, 277 batting average. Jordan, a 280 batting average with 25 bombs. Jordan just hits lefties better. It's just what he does. But these are the stacks I would look at. You could look at Jose Altuve as well. I believe, at least on DraftKings, you can use him as a second baseman or an outfielder. So you could use both. Now, if Diaz is out, Caratini, I don't mind him as another cheap catching option today. Again, a 5-game slate or a 5-game day, depending on what slate it breaks down to, whether or not there's an all-day slate, whether or not it's early only main, whichever one you're playing, it could get a little creative today. play less than normal, but get a little creative. And then Minnesota bats against Hunter Brown in their career, like Miranda has a home run, Trevor Larnach has a home run, and that is it. Against right-handed pitching, they do hit very well last year. Now, that is last year, but they haven't made that many changes to this lineup. So if you were to look at some, like Ty France had 10 bombs last year. Miranda batted .313 with 7 bombs. You had Buxton with 15 bombs. Trevor Larnach with 15 bombs. Matt Wallner. All of these guys make sense. Depends on which Hunter Brown we're going to get. Are we going to get the 180, or are we going to get the last year's version? Or just looking at Hunter's game log against the Mets, 6 innings, 7 Ks, 3 walks, 2 earned runs. Did get the loss in that one. 3 ERA, which those are pretty good numbers. The Mets, obviously, their offense is supposed to be really good. He held them to only 2 earned runs. So the numbers are there for Hunter Brown for tournament. But if you were to go against them, I do not mind a Minnesota stack here. Just depends on the lineup that comes out. But ones for sure that I would look at if they're in, Correa, Jeffers with that torpedo bat, Ty France, Jose Miranda, and probably Trevor Larnach as well. So we can move on to the next game. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the New York Yankees, the Yankees. So both of these offenses have been pretty good. The pitching's the one that's always going to be a little bit sus. Now, Carlos Carrasco, had you told me at the beginning of spring training that Carlos Carrasco would be their 5th starter, I would have laughed in your face. But he actually had a pretty decent spring. Is it major league decent spring where he's going to have a good game? I don't know, because obviously, like I said, this Arizona team is really good. Merrill Kelly did face the Yankees once last year, 2.57 ERA, 5.14 strike. So the strikeouts were low for him. And then Carrasco did face them once last year, had an 8.31 ERA, only 4.1 innings, but had some strikeouts there as well. So obviously, that being with a different team, it's a little bit different dynamic. We look at Merrill Kelly, his game logs. He pitched last Friday against the Cubs, got a W, 1.69 ERA, only had 1 strikeout though. Very low number there. Could see a bump there, but it always scares me a little bit that the strikeout numbers were low against the Cubs. And then we look at Carrasco. Now, he did pitch on Saturday. It was in relief. There was the 20-9 victory, so probably just trying to get him in there. Did give up 3 earned runs in 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, so he comes in with a 13.50 ERA and only 2 strikeouts there. So if we look at Arizona bats that have had success against Carrasco, Josh Naylor, 1 for 2 with a home run. I mean, that's really it for extra base hits. Grichuk has an RBI as well. Right-handed pitching, like Arizona bats against right-handed pitching, Corbin Carroll with 14 bombs, 2.36 ERA, or batting average, I should say. Josh Naylor, we know he had a huge year last year, 25 bombs, 2.51 batting average. Always a threat in this ballpark with the short porch. Jake McCarthy would be a cheaper option. Corbin Carroll, if he's not hitting the home runs, he is a guy that can get you a couple of stolen bases as well. It'll really just depend on which team shows up. Now, the Yankees, if they play the sloppy defense like they did with the 5 errors and Corbin Carroll gets on, those are extra fantasy points with stolen bases. So if I were to use, like if you were to ask me who would I stack for Arizona, Corbin Carroll's probably at the top of my list. Eugenio Suarez is, all he's doing is hitting home runs. It's funny, his numbers are ridiculous just for home runs. I would look at him. I would look at Naylor. I would look at probably Pavin Smith if he gets in there, maybe a little bit. That might be it. I mean, there's always a Grichuk or Gurriel Jr., but we usually take them against lefty pitching. And then Yankees bats against Merrill Kelly. Austin Wells has a home run. I love Austin Wells. I would love him even more if he were leading off. If he leads off, that makes me like him a lot more. Aaron Judge has a home run against him. Cody Bellinger has 2 home runs against him. I'm using those 3 guys. I'm also using a little bit, I mean, you can look at the right-handed pitching, but Jazz has been on fire with that torpedo bat. Goldie, I would look at, hit 17 home runs last year. So yeah, I'm looking at a Judge, probably Jason Dominguez, Cody Bellinger, Wells. This also might feel like one of those, and we mentioned it yesterday, but like a multiple different Yankee stack. So a possible Ben Rice has been in there. Just depends if he gets in there. If he's the DH, I don't mind him. He's been hitting some bombs for him. Oswaldo Cabrera would be a cheap option. Pretty much the only one I wouldn't want would be Pablo Reyes. I don't think he'll play. Or Trent Grisham. Other than that, pretty much every other Yankee is in play for me. I will if I play much at all in this today, I'm probably looking at different Yankee stacks in this one. So that is the fourth game, and now we've got the fifth game. We've got the Reds versus the Brewers. Brewers walked it off yesterday. You got Nestor Cortez, who didn't do the best. If you have not heard about how he did on Saturday, it wasn't an ideal start for him. I can put it that way, I guess. And then it's Nick Lodolo. So Nasty Nestor's 0-run record, only had 2 strikeouts in that game. He gave up 3 straight pitches to start the game, home runs against the Yankees. 36 ERA. He only went 2 innings, gave up 8 earned runs in there with 5 home runs, which is a ridiculous number. And now he gets to face the Cincinnati Reds, a little bit better team to pitch against, but still, I don't know which Nestor we're going to get. Never know which Nestor we're going to get. If we look at those numbers, though, since he bats against Nestor Cortez, no one's really seen him much. Basically, 1 start. Against left-handed pitching, they actually weren't that good. Now, Nestor, when he's, being a little crazy, being a little wild with some of his windups and stuff like that, he's not going to blow a fastball by you. Throws it like 87 miles an hour. He's got to use trickery there. So if his stuff is on, he could be a sneaky option, a cheaper option for the whole slate. But if you were to take pitchers against him or batters against him, I'm obviously looking at Candelario being a switch hitter. I would be looking at Ellie De La Cruz. Here's a little how the bacon is made, or whatever you want to say. Jose Trevino used to catch Nestor. Whether or not Trevino comes in and starts in this one could be a sneaky option here, because in my mind, Trevino knows Nestor enough. They were together for 3 years, 4 years. It could be advantage to Trevino. So he knows the pitcher, what he likes to pitch or throw, what he likes to do in certain counts. I think Trevino could be a sneaky catching option again, too. That's probably the ones I'm looking at. Not a ton of Reds bats jump out to me right now. Now, again, we'll see if any pop up after we see the 10,000 simulations, but currently not a ton jump out to me right now. And then you got Nick Lodolo coming in to this game. He pitched on Saturday, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, only 1 strikeout, though. Did get the win against the Giants, but the strikeouts were low. And usually, again, against left-handed pitching, you can see they do hit left-handed pitching. William Contreras last year against lefties, 313 batting average, 4 home runs. You had 8 home runs for Rhys Hoskins. You had 4 home runs for Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich can steal bases. Bryce Terang can steal bases if he gets in there. Jackson Chourio had a home run yesterday. He is one that gets on base, hits home runs, gets on base, and steals bases. Rhys Hoskins, I love Rhys Hoskins. You guys know this. I'd be looking at Rhys Hoskins. 218 batting average against lefties last year, but 8 bombs to go along with that as well. But yeah, Eric Hosse's probably not going to play, but if he is, he might be a sneaky, cheaper option too. But I really think William Contreras finally busts out in this game. If there is a game to bust out in, it might be this one against Nick Lodolo. So there you have it. Those are the games that are broken down. If you want to see even more under the MLB, we've got simulations, Vegas odds, stolen base targets, batter splits. They're all from last year until about a month worth of data, and then we'll update it. You got ballpark factors, which have now started to account for this year. Bullpen stats, we'll kind of wait another month to get through there. But a cheat sheet and chalk, we've got it all for you. Now, looking at what we've got with 10,000 simulations, these are the top batters after 10,000 simulations. This can and most likely will change throughout the day. It just depends on the lineups that come out. But through 10,000 simulations, here we go. Number 1, Rafi Devers. Number 2, Cody Bellinger. 3, Willie Castro. 4, Trey Turner if he's in there. 5, Chris Bryant against Taijuan Walker. 6, Cedric Mullins. 7, Nick Castellanos. 8, Ty France, who kind of had some good numbers. 9, Ketel Marte. Forgot to mention him against Carrasco. 10, Yordan. 11, Eugenio Suarez. 12, Jaron Duran. 13, Kyle Schwarber. 14, Ryan O'Hearn. 15, Jose Miranda. 16, Isaac Paredes. 17, JT Realmuto. 18, Bryce Harper. 19, Ryan Mountcastle. And number 20, as of right now, Yonner Diaz going up against Joe Ryan. So if we just kind of look at that, it's like kind of a mixture, not like a huge number of X players on this team to go off of. But again, five games. Be cautious on this slate. Let's have a great day. It's Thursday, depending on when you watch this video. You do have PGA. We do have NBA. We do have MMA this weekend too. Let's have a great Thursday, and we will be back tomorrow for the big Friday slate. Cannot wait. It's finally a full slate on Friday. Good luck. Keyword of the day. I almost forgot the keyword of the day if you were still here. Keyword of the day is excited. The word excited, because it's for dance day as well. So if you don't know what it is, check it out. Good luck, and as always, bring on that bacon. Peace.